Folk magic is more of a connection to the spirit world than to a specific religion. My name is Francisco, I'm from Argentina, and these are a few examples of what I know to be folk magic. The first example of folk magic has to do with signs on the front door of your home. From feng shui to Judaism to the Pennsylvania Dutch, the symbolism of the front door is a very powerful one. It is about attracting good luck, inviting good fortune, and giving blessings to those who enter our home. Some people will post symbols or affirmations or even prayers that welcome and invite good fortune. A few examples are the horseshoe for good luck, the shamrock also for good luck, a wreath on certain holidays or special time of the years, or even a star or a pineapple. Another example of folk magic can be simple traditions or superstitions, like when you say knock on wood. This actually comes from an old Yiddish tradition of not bragging when something good happens to you. The reasoning is that if you talk about it too much, you will jinx it. Basically, when people hear about your good luck, they become jealous or judgmental. And then fate is gonna make it happen so that you will end up having bad luck to even things out. In many cases, this is called the evil eye, the judgment that comes from other people naturally when something good happens to you. Another example of folk magic, in this case to fight off the evil eye, is to wear a piece of red yarn around your left wrist. The left symbolizes receiving as opposed to the right hand, which is the one that gives. The magic of the red yarn is that on the inside it is actually white. So when this energy reaches the white part of it, it is transformed or purified into positive energy. One tradition says that you should have someone who loves you or who wishes you well tie 7 knots around your wrist with the red yarn. But because there are no rules in folk magic, the power is the same if you tie it yourself. After a while, the bracelet will come off naturally. When it breaks and comes off, it means that it has completed its job. Another traditional way with folk magic to fight negative energies has always been the use of salt as a protective agent. This comes from the Book of Salt, which is about history. Evil spirits detest salt. In traditional Japanese theater, salt was sprinkled on the stage before each performance to protect the actors from evil spirits. Salt was also used in the Caribbean or African traditions. In the Book of Ezekiel, Jewish and Muslim people used it, and even farmers in Northern Europe in the Middle Ages would place salt in a hole as they plow and invoke the name of the earth goddess and chanted, "For bright crops, broad barley, white wheat, shining millet." One way to use salt is to simply sprinkle it on a place that you want to protect. Another folk magic practice would be to make water with salt and then with a broom clean your areas. But folk magic can be used to attract, for example, when it comes to love, lust, and relationships. There is an Italian writer, Alfonso di Nola, who writes that in Sicily, a woman would give her husband food in which she had placed a few drops of her menstrual blood, usually on Christmas Eve or St. John's Eve, to make him fall in love. In Naples, a man could gain a woman's affection by mixing a few drops of his semen into her coffee. There are all sorts of folk magic practices that involve urine, for example, nail clippings, or even hair, as well as pieces of clothing and other personal elements. But the most famous type of folk magic are folk remedies for healing and for staying healthy. For example, putting sliced raw potatoes against the soles of your feet and then wearing socks to hold them in can help you cure the symptoms of flu, of cold, and other illnesses. Other folk remedies that work are eating chocolate to improve your mood, or drinking chamomile tea for its calming effects. Where I am from, in Argentina, folk magic usually involves the use of saints. Some of the saints are from the Catholic Church, which there are tens of thousands of them, but others are pagan saints, which come from folk tales, legends that are local, and in many cases they are not recognized by the church, so they are effectively pagan saints. Some examples of them are El Gauchito Gil, San La Muerte, or La Difunta Correa. For example, the popular legend is that the husband of Diolinda Correa was recruited by the army to go to war. Then he became sick and was abandoned, and in an attempt to reach the husband, she went to the desert with her baby to try to find him, but she couldn't find him, and eventually she died. When they tried to find her, she was already dead, but the baby was kept alive by breastfeeding from the dead body of this woman. This was considered a miracle, so now hundreds, if not thousands of people go to that point, to that site in the desert, and pray under her tomb for miracles and intercessions in their lives. There are hundreds of people that leave bottles of water to cure her eternal thirst and ask for miracles. In conclusion, folk magic comes usually from all traditions, but it can also come from local traditions or local folk tales. It has to be simple. That means that you don't have to memorize long scripts or ceremonies. You just have to get the ingredients and use them. It gets passed orally, so there are no books of spells. You don't need to believe in any gods or deities or even saints or anything to be a practitioner of folk magic. If you like this video, subscribe to the channel and I will make more videos on my view of folk magic. Blessed be.